Okay, you guys keep talking about the non-existent genitals of an anthropomorphic plastic potato. The president could go about his business and pass a giant COVID relief package without the usual flack from the far-right media. The polling shows the public understands this bill will help a lot of people who really need it. So, all of this said, why on earth would you take steps to make it less effective and less popular? And yet today, that is exactly what some Senate Democrats were insisting on. The Washington Post described the move this way. Under the plan for stimulus checks passed by the House, individuals earning up to $75,000 per year and couples making up to $150,000 per year would qualify for the full $1,400 payment. The size of the payments would then begin to scale down before zeroing out for individuals making $100,000 per year and couples making $200,000. Under the changes agreed to by the Biden and Senate Democratic leadership, individuals earning $75,000 per year and couples making up to $150,000 a year would still receive the full $1,400 payment. However, the benefit would disappear for individuals earning more than $80,000 annually and couples earning more than $160,000. Around 12 million fewer adults and 5 million fewer kids would get the stimulus payments under the new Biden-Senate compromise, according to preliminary estimates. A lot of those adults are voters who will now get less in direct cash assistance from President Biden than they did from Donald Trump. Why would Democratic senators like Joe Manchin and Jeanne Shaheen push for this to happen? Honestly, cut Joe Manchin a ton of slack, all right? The guy got reelected in West Virginia. It's like the Trumpiest state in the union. There's all kinds of things that he has to do all the time that are going to frustrate, infuriate progressives. But explain this one to me. It's not even like there's some obvious lobbying reason. It's like the big donors don't want this to happen. There's not a political reason. This is not some fraught issue like abortion or guns. There's no group out there that is single-mindedly focused on making sure the people who make $85,000 a year don't get a check during a pandemic. Who cares? Who's opposing that? And on top of that, on top of all of this, keep in mind the big gains the Democratic Party made with college-educated voters in metro areas, particularly suburbs. A lot of those people are the people making the amount that are now going to get shut out of stimulus checks. There is nothing more than a reflexive, almost neurotic, compulsive desire to signal moderation by making things worse, both substantively and politically. And I have personally watched this neurosis in the Democratic Party for the 20 years I've covered politics. Much of it has been banished and wrung out. But what on earth are you thinking? Heather McGhee is the board chair at The Color of Change and the author of Some of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Can Prosper Together. McKay Coppins is a staff writer at The Atlantic who's written extensive